It's just like Bjorn said. I absolutely despised warriors. Norse especially. The first person I ever killed was a Norse warrior. Another fool devoid of grace. It was my old man. Listen. It might help you in the future. I was born to a mother who was held as a slave. She couldn't work because she was weak and sickly. As far back as I can remember, I was working at the blacksmith's and in the stables. I was always covered in ashes, soot. It made me black and white all over. Thus, the nickname Askeladd. My old man was from a powerful clan in Jutland. He loved booze, women, and killing. All in all, as typical a Viking as you're likely to find. He had several other children just like me, born to different women. Back when my mother was young, she seemed to have been his favorite slave. But once she fell ill, she was treated like a stray dog. For me, living a difficult life was nothing out of the ordinary, but it was much different for my mother. She would always talk about our heroic ancestor, Artorius, who was brave and strong. I must have heard the same story countless times. It was the tale of a general who protected my mother's homeland from a barbarian invasion 500 years ago. My mother believed in the legend of that hero's revival, and that someday Artorius would return to free her from sickness and slavery. She told the story so many times that I began to believe it too. Somewhere far to the west lies a utopian land where no ordinary man can reach. A paradise that the hero Artorius calls home. A promised land of peace and abundance, where no one ages or dies. And legend has it, that hero is there now, tending to his wounds. One day he'll return, leading an army of millions, sentencing the barbarians to death and bringing peace to the world. My mother's clan still longs for it to come to pass. They've waited for 5 centuries. And to this day, he hasn't appeared. Of course, it makes perfect sense. If my ancestor really found such a perfect place to spend his time, why the hell would he want to come back to a world like this? When I was 11 years old, my mother finally lost her mind. Of all people, she mistook my old man for Artorius, who just happened to be passing through. In that moment, it was clear. If Artorius wouldn't come and save my mother right then and there, then such a man would never return for all eternity. Do you understand? It was so strange. I had never used a sword before, but it felt right in my hands. I knew how to swing it, and how to be deadly. I believe it's the proof I had that bastard's blood running through my veins. Such a pitiful story. Almost makes me cry. I certainly didn't think an 11-year-old brat could kill such a warrior. But the first step for catching the eye of my old man was a success. I was always behaved at his manner. I didn't neglect my training in martial arts and equestrianism, and made sure I got along well with my half-brothers. And I always made sure to be respectful to my old man. In time, the servants of his household, as well as his family, completely accepted me as a legitimate heir. This operation took 2 years to set up. I had 2 goals. Get him to let his guard down and gain rights to his inheritance. If you boys could have seen the look on his face. The absolute confusion in his eyes. I killed him with my older brother's sword. I stole it from the one who never got along with the old man. The other brothers believed he was the culprit, so they strung him up, desecrated his body. What a bunch of simpletons they were. As I journeyed out into the cruel world, the same sort of ugly bastards made their presence known everywhere. No matter how many I killed, there was no end. Doesn't matter if it's Artorius, or Ragnarok, or the Christian's Last Judgment. If it's really coming, I just want it to hurry the hell up. But by the time it comes, I probably won't live through it either.